So let's talk about that triad a little bit more. So the academic or the educational profile of a 6-year-old. They love to ask questions. They love learning new games, having new ideas. They love to color and paint and be creative. They learn best through discovery, so hands-on activities are always best. Keep those screens away because they learn best through doing still. They enjoy the process more than the product. So they might not care that the math equation answer is wrong, but they will enjoy the usage of that material to get to the answer. And that's okay. And that's why we don't often correct them, because they're enjoying the process so much. Same thing with their writing. They just enjoy the process of writing. They don't care if everything's spelled right or if the punctuation's in the right spot. And that's an adult problem. And so the more pressure we put on them, the less they'll start enjoying the process. And so they will only be product oriented. And we don't want that. We want them to enjoy that process and love the process of learning. They will try more than they can accomplish. So they have big ideas, and that's where we're there to help them kind of rein them into what can actually be accomplished. We don't want to take away all their big ideas, because that's the great thing about the elementary age is they do want to change the world. But we do want to talk about like how we can make those things really happen. Their dramatic play is elaborated. They're cooperative nature, so they're more likely to be wanting to work with the group. They're really seeking out friendships and friend groups. That's important to them. Spatial relationship and functional relationships are better understood, so they understand a little better how maybe their house is laid out or their room is laid out. And you could tell that if you had them when they were about 4, draw a picture of their house, and then you have them when they're about 7, draw a picture of their house, and how that changes, and they realize like they don't unfold the house as much into different rectangles. They will understand that there's something on the other side of that wall. They begin to understand the past when it's tied closely to the present. And so they might not have thought much about the past. I mean, they knew dinosaurs were around a while ago, but now they'll start to relate how the past is affecting what's happening right now, and how there was a process of change over the past and over a long period of time. They have a beginning interest in skill and technique for its own sake. So just enjoying learning skills and techniques because those things are fun. The social profile of a 6-year-old, they want to be first. They're usually competitive and enthusiastic. Sometimes they're a poor sport. They don't really like losing, maybe. They might even be dishonest and want to invent rules. Doesn't mean we let them do those things. It's just to know that if your child is doing those things, it's perfectly natural. And we just help them work their way through those things and why people might not enjoy it if you're doing that. They're anxious to do well, so they want to please those that are older to them, but they also will test you and find out where your limits are too. And that's why we don't let them continue to be poor sports or to be dishonest when they're playing games or to invent their own rules, because that's how they'll start to learn that's how they should relate to other people. And so it's up to us to help them realize where their boundaries are. And it's very important to put boundaries into place. Failing for them is hard. They love being encouraged, but let them fail. It's okay. Let them have difficulties. That's okay. But just know it's going to be hard for them, and hard for you to watch it happen as well. They love treats. They love surprises. They love enthusiasm. They can also be bossy, and they can tease. And so they have to learn the line of like what's fun for the other person and what's not. They're easily upset when they're hurt, so that's perfectly normal. I've talked about this before, friends are very, very important at this age, and so being social, they may even have a best friend or be looking for a best friend. And the school starts to replace home as the most significant environmental influence, and so they are starting to grow away from their home, but they still will look for their parents for that safety net and that guidance, and it will still be important, but they'll start to realize an importance outside of their family and their home.